The mischievous kid picked up 2 toothbrushes, looked them over with a curious gleam in his eyes. The next moment, he shoved the toothbrushes into his ears, looking as serious as if he were performing some kind of high-tech operation. After a few minutes of stirring, he reluctantly pulled them out. He had pulled out 2 lumps of chocolate. After scanning the room, he carefully licked one. The taste was surprisingly addictive. In a frantic rush, he grabbed the nearby bottle of hand sanitizer, like it was a lifeline, and took a big gulp, and he noticed there was still water in the toilet. Without hesitation, he dove in and took a few sips, but just as he tried to get up, he found his bare head stuck in the toilet lid. After a moment of struggle, he finally freed himself using his natural strength. However, the disaster had just begun. The toilet started overflowing wildly, and the shower head, seemingly unlocked by some mysterious force, began spraying water everywhere. By the time he finally defeated the shower, the bathtub was already floating. The Brown family was downstairs, about to have breakfast, when a drop of water fell from the ceiling, landing right in Mr. Brown's coffee. Realizing this was trouble, Mr. Brown rushed upstairs. It took him just 3 seconds to buy home insurance.
What is going on in there? Nothing. I'm just having a spot of bother with the facilities.
Not knowing what danger awaited, Mr. Brown slowly opened the door.
Nice weather for the ducks.
Sure enough, there was Paddington confined to the attic to reflect on his actions. Paddington was a small bear from faraway Peru. One day, an American geographer discovered them. He became good friends with Paddington's aunt and uncle and taught them English. That special marmalade recipe was also from the geographer. The day before leaving Peru, the geographer gave his special hat to Paddington's uncle and told them,
"Fly, Pascuso, and if you ever make it to London, you can be sure of a very warm welcome."
Paddington's uncle passed away. His aunt then gave Paddington the hat and sent him off to London to find a good family to adopt him. However, the real London wasn't quite like what the geographer had described. Not everyone was polite and ready to take in a stray animal. Only the pigeons, enticed by the bread in his hands, were willing to gather around him. At that moment, a family of 4 stepped off the train. Just like the other passers-by, they simply turned and walked away. This left Paddington feeling quite down. Suddenly, a figure appeared in front of Paddington.
Hello there.
Hello. Coming down in stair rods, isn't it?
How gentlemanly, how polite. What an adorable little bear. Mrs. Brown was completely smitten. Although Mr. Brown was reluctant to adopt Paddington at this point, at Mrs. Brown's insistence, he gave Paddington a chance to stay for one night. But what no one expected was that in just half an hour, the cozy house had been turned into a war zone by Paddington. Yet, Mr. Brown didn't kick Paddington out right away. Instead, he still let him stay the night. The next day, the family of 4 had originally planned to send Paddington away. However, after learning about the geographer's story, they decided to go to the antique shop to look for clues related to this hat. But as luck would have it, Paddington was about to stir up trouble again.